Gamer34 here. So today I built a multiplier. Well, I shouldn't say today. I built it a few days ago and have been tweaking it ever since. But it uses vertical CCAs and it does 4-bit multiplication and outputs an 8-bit output. It's really easy. There's 2 stages. There's a 5-bit adder here, a 5-bit adder here, and then the results of those adders get added together, and then you get your final result. And you're probably asking, well, what are these then? What values are being added? How do we generate those values? Well, it comes down to this decoding mechanism. So what's really nice is this is the value 1 and this is the value 8. So then this is 4 and then this is 2. So if I have a 0 in one of these inputs and a 1 in one of the other inputs, because I'm using an AND gate design here, because I'm using an AND gate design here, none of these can be on. So 0 times something is outputting a 0. So because of the way this is designed, 0 by any other input or something by 0 will always output 0. So now what happens if I do 1 times 1? Oops. We see the only line that gets turned on is this one. So we can tell that this is the value 1 into this input. So that must mean this is the value 2, this is the value 4, and this is the value 8. And let's see. So if I did 1 times 1 like that, I got 1. Now if I did 1 times 2, I get the value 2. And we see that this value 2 is going into the second bit of the adder. So when we output 2 times 1, we get 2. And so I'm sure you get the pattern here. So what happens if I turn on, like, say, 10 times 1? Well, then I get out 2 plus 8. The 8 comes onto this line, and the 2 comes onto this line here. Seeing through that out, and we get a 10 out here. That's an 8, that's a 4, that's a 2, that's a 1. That helps see it. Just like that. Okay, so let's do 5 by 10. So it's going to take these 2 bits and put them on the first line down here, and then on the third line up here. So we'll have 4 torches on total. This guy here, which is 2 plus 8, and then we have this here, which is 32 plus 8. 32 plus 8 is 40, plus 10 is 50. So let's look at the output here. We get 48 plus 2, which is 50. Perfect. Okay, so now that you understand how the multiplier works, we're going to turn on 15 times 14. We'll note the output. Whoops. Oh, one moment. Okay, I fixed the problem. I was missing redstone. Right here going down. Oops, my bad. Okay, so now we're getting this input here plus that input there, and that's 14 by 15. So now let's do the iconic 15 by 15, which will get 3 1s on top and then a 1 on the bottom. And this is hooked up so that when I flip this switch here, it'll make this input 15, doing 15 by 15. And there's 2 ticks of delay here to bust that input out. So I added 2 ticks of delay here so that we get an input and then we can see how much later we get our output, the true output of it. So let's go. So if you guys screenshot or pause, you'll count that, and it's 5 repeaters at 2 ticks. Also, that's the same as just saying it's a 10-tick throughput, or latency. That's not bad, because now when we check our output, we get 225, which is 15 by 15. Which means, since torches burn out at anything faster than 3 ticks, we can pipeline this at 3 ticks. You can have 3 different numbers flowing through this at the same time. One will be in the decode stage here, finding what value it's going to be. The other will be going through this adder, and the other will be going through this stage here. And then, once all 3 stages are populated, you have 3 values being calculated at once. So forming pipelining. So I may do that, but the goal here is to eventually teach you guys how to build the CCA adder, which is pretty compact. And then once I teach you how to build this adder, then we'll actually build this multiplier. But I just wanted to first gauge the opinion of you guys and see if you like the idea of a multiplier. So if If you do, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I will continue to make a tutorial on this. And don't forget to subscribe too. See you guys.